Before the interview, so important. This is going to be probably the most crucial point of your job search is before the interview as far as salary expectations go. How many of you, when applying for a job, see the block in the application that says it's minimum salary requirements? How many of you have no idea what to put in that box? There are ways to make sure you do know what to put in that box. My advice to you is if it is not a required field, go ahead and leave it blank. If it is a required field, I would put a range. There are some resources available to you so that you know what that range is. So we have salary.com up there, which is going to be one of my favorites. Glassdoor.com, payscale.com, and CB Salary, all one word. C as in cat, B as in boy, salary.com. What we're going to try to get you to do is to negotiate to where you're in the mid to upper mid range. So know what it is going into it. Before you start to do some of this research, as far as specific positions go, you need to know kind of what your minimum requirements are based on what your bills are. We want you to pay all your bills, but we also want you to have a little bit left over. Also, keep in mind that part of your salary, probably 30 to 40% is going to be taken out for deductions and taxes. When you are in the job search, which you all will be, and in interviewing, right now the employer has the leverage. You have got to find a way to get the leverage on your side. How many of you have had internships? Great. That's leverage. How many of you speak a second language? Awesome. That's leverage. Keep that in mind before you go into an interview. You need to know what you're worth, money-wise. You need to know what you bring to the table, because if you do not have anything to leverage and you cannot sell yourself on what you can leverage, you are not going to be able to negotiate your salary. This is what knowing what you're worth, knowing your salary expectations are going to provide for you. It's going to make you assess your skills. It's going to prepare you for applications. Do not lie about your salary history. So if they ask you, what did you make in your last position? And you say, well, I'm just going to put a higher number so they will give me a higher offer. It doesn't work like that. It's a small world. No matter where you go, it's a small world. So people are going to know. People know when you lie. So just be honest. And then developing confidence. So if you know your skills, obviously, hopefully, that'll give you a little more confidence going into the interview. Do not bring up salary unless it is brought up first. Most employers will disclose that probably around the second round. A lot will not let you know until the offer has actually been made. If you bring up salary on the first interview, that's more than likely going to disqualify you from that position. Don't accept an offer when it is first made. When the phone call comes in or you get the letter in the mail, then it's great. Thank you so much. And they'll give you a deadline to accept the offer. Thank them and tell them you'll get back to them, whenever the appropriate time frame is. A lot of you will receive more than one job offer, and if you don't, at this point in your career, you will. A couple of things I did want to point out when considering offers. Workplace culture. It is so important that you find a place to work that fits who you are. Prestige. It makes a difference for when somebody says, who do you work for? And if you're not proud with that response, consider that when you receive a job offer. Growth and advancement. You need to know what the growth and movement is in an organization, if that's appropriate or important to you. A great thing to ask is, why is this position available? Accepting and declining offers. When you decline an offer, you draft your letter, thank them. You do not need to explain, why you decided to go, work somewhere else. When you accept an offer, you are done. You're done looking. You're done interviewing. You are done considering other opportunities. That is because if you accept a position and then something better comes along and you go back on your acceptance, not only are you blackballing yourself to a lot of organizations down the road, you are doing some major damage for some TCU students that come after you. It is perfectly okay to ask for an extension. So you will get most of your job offers over the phone, and then a letter will come. Everything that you have discussed needs to be in writing. You do not need to sign an acceptance letter until it is exactly what you talked about. You will all receive job offers, so when you have these questions, use us, and we're here, we're free. And that's what we're here for, is to help you navigate that.